Got a fun project for you today. We are going to be installing a Brinsea automatic, they call it the Chick Saver Eco. This is an automatic hen house door opener. Brinsea was kind enough to send us one of these to try out. We haven't used it yet, we're gonna be installing it today. Looks really simple to do. In case it isn't really simple though, I brought in some extra help, a favorite on the channel here. And when I snap my fingers, he'll appear. Magic. Uncle Bourbon's here for the weekend. We got some fishing in. We had to get some fishing in. We're gonna be doing some podcast work, some other stuff. I'll tell you about that later. But today we gotta go take care of some barn work because we've been fishing too much. And you know what happens when you fish too much and you don't take care of your homework. Yeah. We gotta get to work.
Gotta get to work.
All right, dig that. There's where our chickens come out of the barn, and right now the way that door works is we flip it up, we flip it down to close it. Nice to have a timer, automatic hen door on your barn. If you're out partying in a pre-COVID world when you used to do that, and you're not home at dusk, your chickens go in, but you're not there to close the door. We've had it happen before. Things can go very badly. You can have predators get into the coop and hurt your chickens. Now, most days we're home and there to close it up, but for that time that we're out, can you not? I'm trying to do one take here, buddy. Normally we're home and we're there to close the chickens in, no problem. But there are those occasions where we're out partying in a pre-COVID or post-COVID world, actually spending time with friends. We're not home at dusk. And so having an automatic door that shuts your chickens in safe and sound, and then one that opens up nice and early when they can be outside but you want to sleep in. I know it don't sound like a very good farmer talking about partying and sleeping in, but it's there for you when you're not. So today we're going to install this one and see how it does, and you'll see how much is involved in doing this. So let's go, Uncle Bourbon. Get to work.
Get to work. Now apparently what we have here is a larger door than what this is intended for. So we're going to have to do a little remodeling on the barn. It's okay. Why? Because we got power tools, and that's what we love. So we'll either cut a chicken or some wood, either way.
Hey, it's a win-win right there.
Dinner or a door.
Maybe not for those guys, but.
Anytime I have a construction project, a craftsmanship project, I bring in the big guns. Uncle Bourbon is he's a craftsman. I have power tools, but he's a craftsman.
Did he say craftsman? Because I think that sounds right. No.
Quick little tip for you homesteaders out there. I have this little Winchester kit. It's Winchester. You're thinking like, oh, that's for guns and stuff. This little screwdriver kit has every single bit you could possibly need. So for example, here on my barn, I didn't build the barn. It's got a square bit, screws, and I'm like, oh no, I don't have a, oh wait, yes I do. So I'll have a link below for this little guy. Also, of course, gonna have a link below for the Brinsea Eco, what was it called? Real professional video here off. The Chick Saver Eco. There we go. I'll edit that to look a lot better. Let's go take our barn down. All these bits and I still can't get it to work. Sawzall time.
That one may not come out.
That's why I bring him in. 2 for 3, pretty good.
That's some pretty fancy skill saw work there.
Yeah, not my best, but you know.
Not too shabby.
Huh?
Not too shabby with the old skill saw.
Not too bad. My shooting knife that. I didn't have my shooting knife, it wasn't good. So I should be able to dry fit this.
Like so.
Yeah, it should be tight. Maybe you should flip it though.
Hey, look at that.
I should try.
So for a lot of you, you'll already have either an opening made for this, or you'll be cutting in an opening and something that's a bit easier. We had to fashion a new opening that was smaller than the existing one, so that took a little bit of carpentry skills, which was why we called in the specialist. Now we have an opening that can be covered by this door, and we're ready to actually start installing the unit. So let's get that up there. Yeah, see, if he's too fat, I got a smaller size version of him. Yeah.
Screwing into meat. Nah, this one's a little bit.
A little fat.
A little fat, yeah. Here, let's go some. I think, and then what we'll do there is.
Oh yeah, way up. Good night.
That's good. Let's put that one in.
Okay, it's that hole, right?
Yeah.
Okay, right there.
Shit, dude, it's just almost hammer these in, to be honest.
That's right there. Nice part about working near like an actively being used chicken coop door is that there's chicken poop on the door while you're working. So the whole time you're working, you're enjoying the scent of fresh chicken poop. Really sweet plus.
Yeah. In the world of mechanical drivers that are powered by batteries, which are way cooler, but the problem is this hardware is actually pretty sensitive, so we're not gonna overdo it. We're gonna do it the old way, a little handwork. Oh well. Builds character, they tell me. If I don't do this, I won't build character.
And then those little things on this guy, I think. Oh, keep that other one. Okay, so that must be the upper one.
Yeah.
But it looks good, works good.
Yeah, that's what we want.
And so this one must actually be this one.
Are you sure? No, because it's got to pull the other one.
This one's got to go all the way down. This one's the second one. Oh, come on now. Ah. Raccoon could reach his hand in, but not.
I won't record that.
Oh man, you're not used to YouTube, man.
Huh?
You're like one of those maker channels that edits out all the mistakes.
I don't make mistakes usually. I usually am thinking about the step ahead, but you know this.
So we may or may not have put it in too low. The craftsman amongst us says to edit this out. The YouTuber in the group says, no, that's what people love.
Yeah.
So the rivets, this is a good thing to note. You want your rails to be flush with the bottom of where your door goes, because the rivets built in have a built-in height. It's not, there's a very specific spot that they stop your door, and if you do what we did, which was just span the hole and went down lower, then the flush with the bottom, it leaves a little crack at the top for the raccoon to stick his hand in and kill your chickens. So we're just sliding everything up. But I'll tell the craftsman that I edited this out so we look like pros.
You don't have to edit it. It's okay. Next time, just read the directions before I install it.
You would have read the directions.
I probably would have.
Sure.
I would usually. Hey, look at that. So, once you put your screws in,
Point to, show them where you need to make sure it's level, what we just fixed.
so you'll want to make sure that the bottom of these rails basically lines up right at the bottom of your door, so that you have that.
Cool. Quick.
Let's try that idea. A lot closer, actually.
This is one of those times where, you know, when you go fishing with a guy and you don't tie a lure onto his pole because when the line breaks, you don't want it to be your fault that the fish of the lifetime got off and it was your knot. So here we have Uncle Bourbon is very smartly allowing me to tie the knot that keeps the chicken door open and closed, and not him. So if something fails, I can't say Uncle Bourbon killed all our chickens.
Now, as a professional fishing guide,
You probably would have
I
tied
would
it
have
better
tied
not.
because you're on my dime, my
Yeah.
boat. Well, actually, I'm on your dime.
All right, so that's on.
But I won't trust anybody else's knot.
All right, I'm ready. You ready?
Go.
It's alive. It's alive! I'm gonna put that on. Okay, installation of this thing was not too bad. Making a hole fit our barn was annoying. And if you already have a barn with like a bigger door, it's gonna be annoying. The installation of the Brinsea, did it just make noise? I think it's trying to do something.
Chicken?
The installation of the Brinsea was not too bad. That was the instructions. So we got the Brinsea Eco, Chick Safe Eco. You can get this unit and you can get the door unit separate. You can make your own door. This was nothing to install. This was a little bit, especially because the instructions I felt were a little lacking, and it actually didn't tell us. It just showed a picture of it being flush, but it didn't have any like, hey, don't forget to have the bottom be flush kind of thing. So, you know, just make sure as you're installing it, you might have to slide this, but it's not a big deal. It took, what did it take us? A half hour to install this thing?
Maybe.
Not a big project. This part took longer than the rest of it. Now, this unit is see-through. It's got light meters, and it's going to, when it gets dark, in theory, it's going to shut this. We're gonna have to make sure that happens tonight. All right, the verdict's in. The Chick Safe Eco is awesome. It totally works as described. And this is what I really like about this thing. When it comes to electronics on the homestead, automation, I always seem to fail at these things because you got to program stuff right. You got to figure out how to, you know, do all that kind of mess with the doodad, and I'm just not a messer of doodads. Automating things, programming softwares and hardware and all that. I just get like, and I don't do a good job with it. It freaks me out. This thing, you don't have to do anything with it. The housing is transparent. In there are sensors that detect when the sun comes up and when the sun goes down. When the sun comes up, the door opens. When the sun goes down, the door shuts. That simple. I didn't have to do a thing with this. It's been up now for a week. Loving it. It's worked every day, no problem. Lifts the door up, the chickens come out, shuts the door at night. It's an added layer of security for your birds, so those days where you're running late and you can't shut the coop, it does it for you. Those mornings you want to sleep in and you know, not wake up early and let the chickens out, they are let out. Awesome product. I really wanted to thank Brinsea for sending that to us. They sponsored this video, so thank you, Brinsea, for sharing the Chick Safe Eco with us. Big fan. I'll have a link below, or you could click there to head to our website, read my write-up about it, and purchase it if you're interested in getting the Chick Safe Eco. Super cool product, making our homestead life better. Thanks, Brinsea.